We could make a comparison between our lives and navigating the currents of a river, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, but always in constant motion. In the field of psychology and personal development, the concept of flow describes a natural harmony between our actions and the world around us. It is a synchronization between the doer us and the done the task, which allows us to experience a sense of fluidity in life. As we immerse ourselves more in this flow, we align with it, and begin to attract experiences, opportunities, and knowledge naturally. This reveals a fascinating aspect. When we truly focus on our path, the universe seems to conspire to help us move forward. There comes a moment when the individual and the activity become one, like the dancer merging with the dance. In the minutes that follow, we will learn how to enter a state of flow with the universe, to easily manifest what we desire in our lives. Among other things, we will discover the deep interconnection that exists between every atom of our body and the entirety of the universe, and how we can harness this connection to access the universal wisdom that will guide us towards our dream life. Join me until the end to discover this enlightening information. So how can we influence our environment to obtain what we desire? Here comes into play a fundamental principle of spiritual knowledge, the idea that we create our own reality. However, this goes beyond simply manifesting our desires individually. It is about co-creating a shared reality with the universe, where our constant interaction with it shapes us as much as we influence it. It is a bidirectional relationship, because if each of us were to create our own reality independently, we would never meet. There would be no consensus on what is real. Instead, we would be trapped in our own isolated realities without connection to others. Manifesting in our three-dimensional world is a matter of relationship. A relationship with the whole, with yourself, with everything around you, with the entire universe. The key is to learn to flow with the universe. It means that the quantum field has a flow of energy, and when you join it, you enhance and accelerate the achievement of your goals and objectives. But if your intention is not aligned with this flow, it will be like rowing against the universal current, and that will not be pleasant. Therefore, it is crucial to align your desires with what the universe is indicating to you. But how can you be sure of what the universe expects from you? Normally, you feel an intense emotion when you think about it or consider it. Something inside you ignites a flame, an impulse in that direction. Many times you don't know where it comes from, but it's there. You have a hunch, an intuition. But what if you feel you should do something but fear and doubt overwhelm you? Maybe you don't trust yourself, or you fear the failure and shame that could accompany it. So should you venture despite it, knowing that it could lead to a significant outcome, or should you stay in your comfort zone, avoiding the uncomfortable action you need to take to move forward? The field is in constant flow. Sometimes you can feel like you're fighting against the current, and that won't lead you anywhere good. But you have to know when you're navigating against the natural flow, and when you're stopping in it, the flow is telling you to move forward. And if you enter the stream, you will quickly advance towards your goal. But if you stop, if you step aside and stay on the shore, you will not get the desired results. It is crucial not to confuse your own fears or insecurities with the resistance to navigate against the universal flow. How can we better tune in to the right flow in which we should advance? The key is to dedicate time to explore that flow within ourselves. That is where the answer lies. Think of your mind as a radio antenna. To receive information, you must tune it correctly. When you calm your surroundings and reduce the influence of the external world, you allow yourself to hear what is happening in your inner world. We must tune our minds to the frequency of who we really are, with our inner voice. Where does that voice inside you come from? Here comes the interesting part. You can think of it this way: there is an equivalence between energy, which is like flow, and information. So that voice you hear is actually the information flowing to you and to which you are tuning in. There is that voice, your authentic voice. That voice is the energy that your mind decodes as information. But here's the million-dollar question. Why is your inner voice different from that of others? If everything is part of the same field, because in an infinite fractal, each point observes the universe from a different perspective, from its own point of view. And since it is infinite, there is no single center, but each point is the center. Similarly, each of us from this perspective is the center of the universe. So each of us perceives a different set of information, and not only humans, but all things. This variety in the information we receive is what shapes the global landscape. It's like a feedback loop. Imagine this: you position yourself on one side and I on the other. Now, if we place a wheel between us and spin it, I could swear it's moving clockwise while you would claim the opposite. Who is right? Well, actually, we are both correct from our own perspective, and that's all that matters. The relationships that exist in this vast field of information. The entire universe is intertwined through this field of information throughout the universe. There is constant communication through a vast network of connections. Entanglement is a term from quantum physics. Basically, it means that particles can be connected even if they are at opposite points in the universe. And the amazing thing is that it happens instantaneously. If you modify one, the other changes instantly, thus transcending space and time. Every point in this vast network, no matter where you choose to look, is loaded with information. The universe is a flow of information, in which each point contains within itself the entirety of creation, just like a hologram, where each portion or fraction contains the totality of the hologram. This gives us access to non-local information, which would explain phenomena like remote viewing, or geographically separated twin siblings, where one experiences an accident or traumatic event, and instantly the other sibling has a premonition that something bad has happened to their twin. Every particle in the universe is in some way represented within a single particle. It's as if each particle is entangled with all the others in an intricate network of interconnections. In summary, we could say that within you, in each of your most elementary particles, you carry a microscopic representation of the entire universe. As above, so below, as within. So without, you are immersed in this network of cosmic communication, simply waiting to tune into it, which means that all the answers, all the information you need can be found within you. But mostly humans have a wall that separates them from the universe, feeling like individual beings isolated from their authentic selves and inner voice. If we break down this wall, we will be able to clearly hear the voice. The key is to tune in to the frequency of your inner voice, to listen to what it is saying and where you are supposed to go. When you start to follow your hunches, when you start to let yourself be guided by your inner being, something magical happens. A feedback loop is created. You start to feel good because you know you are following your intention. This raises your vibrations that spread through the quantum field by synchronizing your vibrations coherently between your intention, the mind, and your heart, your higher self. You emit a frequency that resonates with the frequency of your desire. This resonance spreads through the quantum field, and the universe responds by bringing into your life smoothly what you need to keep moving forward on your path. This is literally entering a state of flow with the universe. Nature does it really well because it is clearly listening and maintaining coherence for a long period of time. Think of a tree, an apple, or your own cells. They are doing the right thing. Everything in them is in harmony, flowing in the right direction. Otherwise, they would collapse. The best way to tune into our personal flow is to be completely still, silencing all external and mental noise, and tuning in to listen. Also remain attentive to the synchronicities that arise. They can be another form of active communication from the universe. Then when there is coherence and we feel that something aligns and resonates with us individually, enter that flow, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter if your friends and family say it's not good for you. Trust yourself and your inner voice, always with common sense. Of course, it's the same concept as faith. It's not faith in a specific figure or something external to us. It's faith that we are being guided. But who is guiding us? The universe, that same universe we carry within. When we enter the flow of the universe, we feel that we occupy our place, that we fit in, that we are on the right path. We are learning, growing, changing, transforming ourselves. And as everything is interconnected by changing ourselves, we influence the world around us. Everything we need or desire in our lives already exists somewhere. And by tuning into our inner voice and following the flow of the universe, those things we truly need and desire, those things that arise from our inner voice, are presented on our path. The more we align with this flow naturally, the more influence we will have on the universe, and the more we will be able to attract into our lives with less effort. But when we go against it, when we resist that flow, when we go against that inner voice and do not follow the alignment and coherence within us, it becomes more complicated to manifest and attract what we desire. It's like things take longer. Resistance creates friction in our path and makes it difficult for things to flow as they should. So it's essential to be in tune with our inner being, with the universe around us, so that we can flow more easily towards what we truly want and need in life. All the discoveries in the world arose from that voice. Everything came from "oh, I think I should do this thing." So they decided to explore that idea and carry it out. It's like alchemy, that thought, that feeling that ends up turning into something tangible. This can take time. Most people don't even know there is an inner voice. The first step is to realize it exists. Enter your inner self through meditation and internal silence. Become aware of it, and then follow its trail. Tune your antenna to the correct frequency, and your voice will guide you. Become aware of that hunch, that instinct, that inner voice that resides within you and knows what your path is, and everything will flow correctly.